childhood memories. How fun. I'm gonna show you guys something. This is just a pile of snow that's in front of me. All right, I'm back. But I wanted to get on here and just talk about snow days. Remember being a child and how fun snow days were? Snow days used to be so fun as a kid. You find yourself thinking up all the things you could do as a child. You can go outside, you can make a snowman. You can go outside, you can have a snowball fight. You can go outside, you could eat the snow. I wouldn't suggest that today. I would not suggest anyone eat the snow. But there was so much things as a child that you just remembered that just brought up nostalgia today as an adult. And it's like it was just so much fun back in the day when you really think about all the things you could have done with your friends, the people you love to hang out with, thinking about all the things that were so fun to you growing up. And now, fast forward, now you're an adult. And now the snow is not so much more fun. The snow actually is work now. Because now you think about, damn, I gotta go find a shovel. Damn, I gotta go clean this car off. Damn, is there work tomorrow? Are they gonna shut down the schools? Like you have all of these questions as adults, right? All of these questions as adults come to you. And in your adult brain, you start thinking, are they gonna close down the job? Because looking out my window, you looking out your window, you're like, it don't look safe out there. It actually looks treacherous. The roads are not paved. Snow, slush, ice is all out on the streets. What are they going to do about this? So now you sitting here making the decision. Am I going to try to go into work? Because let's be honest, a lot of us are waiting for, especially parents, a lot of us are waiting for the superintendent to send out that national message that says schools are closed. We're all by our phones, refreshing work emails, refreshing the message, the weather message, trying to figure out if they're going to close schools or not. That's a lot of us. Many of us are praying that school or work is closed a lot of the times. But here's the thing, as an adult, you get to an adult and you really realize, even if they do close your job down, right? They close your job down for the day because of a snowstorm. You really realize I may have to be doing more work. Because let's be honest. What's going on? Let's be honest. Snow days sometimes are more work. Sometimes you're doing way more work on a snow day, especially if you are a parent. And you realize your kids have to stay home because they're closed. The superintendent has sent out a message saying no school today. So even though school is closed for them, you as an adult, you got to get to work. So now you're thinking in your adult brain, all right, how am I going to balance doing remote work at home and these kids are running around the house, losing their damn mind? These kids are running around the house high off of Skittles, Red 40. And you realize there ain't no Skittles in the house. Where you get Skittles from? And it's like, as a parent, you just start wondering like, yo, how am I going to get through this day? How am I going to get remote work done with children? Because let's be honest, not a lot of parents are prepared to keep their kids in the house, especially when they have to work. What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining the chat. Many parents are not prepared for this. We don't have babies lined up. Some of us, we don't have babysitters lined up. We don't have the support sometimes. Sometimes you just don't have someone helping you with your children when they're staying home. And this is especially vital when you as a parent have to get remote work done. So I think about this, and a lot of times, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, many of the times we're waiting by our phones. We're checking our phones. We're checking the messages. We're like, all right, let me look for some messages. Let me see if they're gonna close schools today. What's going on, guys? Let me see if they're gonna close the school today. And then lo and behold, you don't see a message that says school is gonna be closed. So now in your mind, you're panicking. You're looking out the blinds like, yo, it look terrible out there. How is work still supposed to go on? And I understand if you're an essential worker, because sometimes with essential workers, you still have to make it out there. They expect you to swim to work if you have to in order to get to that job as an essential worker. But it made me realize as an adult that we've been brainwashed for so long. What's up, Jason? We've been brainwashed for so long. Like a lot of times with many things, many aspects of the job, we're following along a system, right? A 9 to 5 system that has taught us a lot of things that we need to unlearn today. Not everything that you're doing today is the right thing. Just because you are used to doing this over and over again, you are taught this way as a child into your adulthood, and you continue to do certain things. It doesn't mean it's the right thing for you to be doing today. But a lot of times we just got to take a step back and realize, all right, let me see. Let me analyze the situation now. Let me look at this. All right, they taught me how to do this, but I'm seeing it's not bringing in results. So now you got to just take a step back and realize I can't no longer do this anymore because I realize this is not the correct thing. It's not helping my mental health. It's not helping me with self-care. It's not helping me understand who I am as a person. Because let me tell you something about Mother Nature. When there is a blizzard, Mother Nature doesn't care about your job. Did you guys hear me? Mother Nature does not care about your job. There are jobs out there that will not pay you on snow days. I remember I was in a school position, right? And actually I was getting interviewed for a school position. And the interviewer said to me, we are not going to pay you for snow days. We wanted to inform you of this. And I had to really think about that because they paid well, but at the same time, if it's snowing all throughout winter, can you imagine how your paycheck is going to look? And I really had to take that into consideration, even though they paid well. And I ended up declining this job because I realized Mother Nature, especially when you live in a certain area, Mother Nature does not care about consistency. Mother Nature is one bipolar person. It's going to do whatever it wants to do. It's not going to consider you got bills to pay. It's not going to consider you got daycare to pay for if you're a parent of young children. It's not going to consider any of that. So you, as an adult, have to consider what is the best thing for me to do. Since Mother Nature is going to do its own thing, what am I going to do? Take a look at this snow, guys. I just want to show you guys. So this is just a big snow pile in front of me right now. But it was worse than this earlier on today. But I just wanted to show you guys just how bad it is out there. But it led me to the conversation I wanted to have with you guys, to let you guys know, if you are on a job and your job is requiring you to come in on a snow day, just understand you should be making that decision for yourself. Don't let your job tell you you have to come into work when you don't feel safe. I'm going to say that again. Don't let your job make you believe you have to come in when you don't feel safe. Because not only is that job not going to be like All right, let me see your deductible for your insurance. Let me take a look at this. $500. That's your deductible? They're not going to pay that. Just to let you guys know. You're going to be the one to be paying your deductible. So you can't allow these people to tell you, don't wait up for the superintendent to close schools. If you don't feel safe going out there with your children, if you don't feel safe going out for yourself, make that decision for yourself. You're right, Taylor. Was reading your comment. Tell that to us Michiganders. Workplaces don't care. They really don't. And that's my point exactly that I'm trying to talk about. They don't care. And this is what I'm saying. You have to be the one to care for yourself, because they're not going to pay off your deductible. If something happens to you and your family, who is going to be the person that's going to be there? Whoever's left over, right? So you cannot rely on people to make a decision for you. So I just wanted to get on here and have that conversation. Thank you to everybody that joined on this live. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Message.